So the Premier League's back. We're now into week 3. A win and a draw against plucky Championship team coming up to the Premier League with 2 late winning goals. A VAR decision controversy against the champions. Very, very salty, those fans. Gives us 4 points out of a possible 6. Not quite the dream start, but given the opposition, maybe that's what we should be expecting. So moving on, we now have Newcastle. Now Newcastle are in all sorts of trouble. They hate the owner at that club, Mike Ashley, about as popular as a ginger step kid. Steve Bruce, as their manager, is almost one step behind Mike Ashley, to be fair. They don't want him there. He's not hip enough. He's not attacking enough. He's not Rafa. So, he's not getting any time. He's already under pressure. They've got a brand new £40 million striker. Don't seem to be working for him yet. So, on paper, easy. Or is it? We're Tottenham Hotspur. We've been doing it the hard way since 1882. Nah. In all seriousness, this game for me is 3-0. 3-0 all day long. I think Newcastle are in so much turmoil that I don't think they can organise themselves enough to be defensive minded, to be hard to break down. I just can't see it. They got spanked by the Canaries. It's not happening for them, and I think this could be a season to go down into the Championship again. Make it even harder for Mike Ashley to sell them. We'll see. So in terms of team, it'd be great to see Jan Vertonghen back. Maybe this isn't the game though. I don't believe he's as critical in this game as he perhaps was in the last one. But I'm hoping that he comes back for the sake of the cohesive loving between him and Pochettino. I hate to think of them arguing. It's not nice. It's like thinking about your mum and dad having a row. No one wants that. So, yeah, I would like to see Jan back. If he's not back, then I think Sanchez will do as good a role. Yeah, he's not Jan. He hasn't quite got that understanding with Toby yet. But he's a decent defender. He didn't really put too much wrong against Man City. So if he's in the squad or in the team, I don't see that as a disaster. The midfield is kind of the big question now. We have this depth that we haven't had before, that we've all been calling out for. Let's have some depth. We need replacements. We need quality replacements for the first team players. We've relied so much on Winks and Sissoko. Over the last 3 seasons, Winks has played over 100 games. He's 23. In a pivotal role. And he ain't done bad, to be fair. But in the last 2 games he's been taken off. The first one against Villa looked to me like he'd taken a bit of a knock, and the game was desperately looking for a little bit of magic. And with Eriksen out of the team, it kind of made sense for him to come in there. Against City, he was there to keep the ball, to provide some possession. But with City, you couldn't get the ball. So actually, he was kind of wasted in that position. Ndombele, Sissoko and Winks seems to be what Pochettino's looking for. But for me, it just doesn't seem to work quite yet. Now, whether that's because he needs to work on their roles more, or whether the personnel just don't click in that position, I don't know. But for me, I'd like to see us go back to maybe just having Sissoko and Winks in there. Not because I think Ndombele's done anything wrong, because he hasn't. He's been absolutely brilliant. But his fitness isn't quite there yet. This isn't the French league. This is the Premier League. So maybe a little bit of a break. One game, a couple of games, just to ease him in. Maybe what's called for. Settle the team back down again. For me, Eriksen comes back. I'd like to see what happens in his third game. The first game where he came on, he absolutely changed the game and took all the plaudits, quite rightly. Last week against City, got to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed. There were flashes in the game, but not enough for me to say, yeah, he's getting back to his best, he's committed. So maybe best of three, eh? Let's see what his performance is like against a poor Newcastle team. Can he rip them apart? Can he provide that magic that's going to unlock them? Lamela one side, Moura the other. That's kind of where we've been. And Lamela, to be fair, has done okay. He's got a couple of goals, had a couple of assists. He's looking a bit better than he has done in previous seasons. But then last season he started off brightly. But I just got a feeling with Sonny coming back from his suspension, he must be chomping at the bit to get a game. And as I said at the beginning, this is now about the squad, the depth that we've got. So for me, I think Lamela drops to the bench, and Sonny comes in. Sonny one side, Moura the other, linking up with Harry Kane. Now, depending on how things go, as to whether we can get an early lead, which would be fantastic because it's something that we don't seem to do, certainly not often enough for me. It may be that we get an opportunity to then start resting a few players as well. Maybe it's an opportunity for us to see how Lo Celso gets on. What's he bringing to the table? Where's he going to play him? What's his position going to be? Is he going to play wide? Is he going to play central? Is he replacing Eriksen? Or is he as well as Eriksen? Can they play together? Does he play just behind Kane? Don't forget, we've still got Dele Alli to come back. And anyone who writes Dele Alli off, writes them off at their own peril. So I'm thinking this looks like an exciting game. An opportunity to get the fans going. An opportunity to get the team going. An opportunity to see some of the new faces and see what they can actually do. So I'll be at the game on Sunday. Really looking forward to it. If you see me there, come say hello. And we'll cheer them on together. Up the Spurs.